What is up, bros and broettes? We are back at it again today with a push day. We're going to be working on 3 muscle groups instead of 1. We're going to switch things up, and this is going to be a dumbbells only workout. And we're going to start things off with a seated dumbbell shoulder press or warm-up set of 30 pounds, 1 set, 10 reps. And on to our second warm-up set, 55 pounds, 1 set, 10 reps. And we're actually going to do a different type of style of training. Usually I like to do straight sets and progressively overload in weights, like with the pyramid scheme up. But I'm going to try something different today, and you can do the same, follow along if you want. But this is probably going to be my new workout routine. Instead of the straight sets, I'm going to just switch things up. But I'll get into more detail with that later on. We're going to get into our first working set, 65 pounds, 1 set, 7 to 10 reps. And the way things are going to be is I'm going to do 1 or 2 warm-up sets before I start my exercise, and then go into my first working set, and then jump to my second working set at the highest weight that I can, and then on the third set jump back down in weight and try to get 13 reps. But you'll see how I do it in this push workout. Now on to our second working set, 80 pounds, 1 set, 7 to 10 reps. You can see the jump that I made from 65 pounds to 80. Usually I like to titrate up in weight from 65 pounds to 70 to 75, then to 80s. But I'm going to try jumping from 65 to 80s just to see how things are. And the weight was pretty heavy, so I think I could have made a top set of 85, maybe 90 pounds, but playing it safe today. And we're going to get to our final set, 45 pounds, 1 set, 13 reps. So I dropped the weight down significantly, and I'm just going to try to do 13 reps to completion. If you can't get 13 reps, 10 to 12 is fine, but I picked a number for 13, and that's the number I'm going to try to get. And we're going to try to control the weights as strictly as possible. We're going to go really slow, and we're going to pause at the bottom and come up slowly at the top, and your muscles are going to burn doing this type of workout. This will help you achieve failure, because most people don't go to failure very often. So doing a very high rep with a moderate amount of weight is pretty taxing. Now on to our second exercise. We're going to try a reverse grip dumbbell press, a warm-up set of 35 pounds, 1 set, 10 to 12 reps. And we're gonna get into our first working set, 55 pounds, 1 set, 7 to 10 reps. I didn't like this exercise too much. I'm probably gonna cut it short and not do the other sets. I'll probably do 1 set after this one and then call it the end for this exercise. It felt a little weird on the wrists, and you essentially have to invert the dumbbells and try to like touch the ends instead of the usual front portion of the dumbbells. And I felt like it just felt really weird on my wrists, especially going higher in weight. And we're just gonna finish this things off with 65 pounds, 1 set, 7 to 10 reps. And you saw how I twisted the dumbbells. We're just trying to touch the ends together. Keep the arms close to the body. Bring the dumbbells down to your middle chest. This exercise is okay. I did feel it hit the middle portion of my chest a little bit better, but it's just the way the wrists feel is kind of uncomfortable going heavier in weight with this. So give it a try. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But it is an exercise you could do with if you have only dumbbells. So I'm just gonna set up a lower incline and try to finish things off with just the incline dumbbell press, because I didn't really get that great of stimulation with the reverse dumbbell press. So we're gonna get into our first working set, 65 pounds, 1 set, 7 to 10 reps. And so this one feels a lot better on my wrists, having it done this way. We're gonna go really slow, nice, strict, and controlled. And now we're gonna do a final set, dropping the weight down to 45 pounds, 1 set, 12 to 13 reps. Remember to squeeze at the top, just push the chest out as much as possible and squeeze that chest at the very top. And you know, we got to do a quick pump check just to see how the body and the pump is looking, and the pump is coming along pretty nicely. On to our third exercise, which is the 1 arm dumbbell upright row, a warm-up set of 30 pounds, 1 set, 10 to 12 reps. And you can do this without leaning onto a bench. I like having a little bit of support so I can focus on controlling the weight with the other arm. You don't want to lean in too much. You just want to slightly lean in, keep your chest up and your head neutral. And your goal is to just bring that elbow up and out as far as possible. On to our first working set, 55 pounds, 1 set, 10 to 12 reps. And on to our final set, 65 pounds, 1 set, 7 to 10 reps. On to the next exercise, seated lean away lateral raises. Warm-up set of 15 pounds, 1 set, 10 to 12 reps. And you can do this with standing up and just having something to hold that you can lean forward without falling over. But if you're doing a home workout and all you have is a bench, this is probably the next best option. And leaning to the side further out gives you more range of motion to bring that dumbbell out further, and it gives you a nice stretch. And we're gonna get to our first 1 and 2 working set of 25 pounds, 2 sets, 10 to 12 reps. And you basically just want to grab the edge of the bench, get into a nice position where you can lean sideways out as far as possible without falling over, and then just raise that elbow out and make sure that the arm isn't in front of you, it's just to the side of you, or the dumbbell is slightly behind you if you want to target the side delts a lot better. And then we're going to do our next exercise, standing rear delt row. And if you saw that little twist I was doing, there's 2 variations that you can do the rear delt row. And I'm just choosing the hammer grip instead of the other grip where the dumbbells are pointing outwards to the side. On to our first working set, 20 pounds. And we're gonna stick with this weight, do 4 sets of it, 15 to 20 reps. And just remember that you want to work on focusing on a higher rep count when it comes to rear delts. So 15, 25 reps is probably the good guideline. You can go heavy with the rear delts, but then sometimes your other muscle groups will come into play, like your traps will take over if your weight's too heavy. So I find having a moderate weight with higher reps will hit the rear delts a lot better. So you just basically want to bend slightly at the knees, bend over, keep your back straight, and just raise your elbows up as high as possible. And you won't feel the burn until probably the 13th or 15th rep, and you just have to push past that burn to get to 20 to 25 reps after that. And these are the last 2 to 4 working sets of 20 pounds, 15 and 25 reps. And with the neck placement, you can keep your head down, or you can keep your head up. I like having it down so it doesn't strain the neck, but you can keep it neutral and you keep your neck up if you want. And on to our final exercise, the tricep dumbbell skull crusher. A warm-up set of 15 pounds, 1 set, 10 to 12 reps. To our first working set, 25 pounds, 1 set, 10 to 12 reps. And this tricep skull crusher is a little bit different. Usually you would keep the neutral hammer grip position all the way down and all the way up, but we're going to get a nice stretch with the hammer grip down, and on the way up we're just going to twist it and turn it, and this will kind of mimic having a straight bar at the top, and you're going to get a much better contraction doing this way. And it's just another variation of doing the skull crusher. I kind of like this one than the usual hammer grip all the way down and all the way up. And on to our final set, 30 pounds, 1 set, 10 to 12 reps. And essentially you just want to lower the elbow down and get a nice stretch as far as possible. And then yeah, on the way up, just twist it and hold that contraction slightly and then bring it back down. So that was the end of the workout. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Now we're going to finalize things with one final pump check to see how things are looking after that dumbbell workout. Things are looking pretty good. Very pumped up for the dumbbell workout. It was a great one. So hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next one.